Okay, thank you for joining me. Good evening again, good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to be here in the Fruitful Vine platform, the platform for conception, pregnancy, and delivery. I hope I got that correctly. And I want to appreciate Pastor Mrs. Owojayi for this privilege and opportunity to talk to members of this group. I appreciate you, Ma. Thank you so much. And I believe that God will answer the prayers of every member of this group and everyone connected to us by God's grace. The topic before me is on men's health, and it's proper nutrition for wholeness and increased fertility. Proper nutrition for wholeness and increased fertility. Okay, that's the topic before me, and we'll be talking to daddies this evening. Okay, go live. Okay, so we'll be talking about men and their health. Their health is very, very important to us, so we need to look at it. Most times when we talk about, okay, thank you, ma. So most times when we talk about health or such a group like this, our focus most times is usually, about the women, but the men's health is also very, very important. We need them, and we need them to be in health. And tonight we'll be looking at many things, and I need to start quickly because we have a lot to cover. I believe we'll be able to cover it before the time runs out. And if you join us in the middle, please, you can always ask your questions. Now, the scripture, the first, I'm going to be talking about starting from a scripture, Genesis 1:28 to 30, and when we talk about fruitfulness, it's a common scripture. Everybody knows that when God said, "Be fruitful and multiply," and I think it's one of the anchor scriptures also for this platform. Okay, when God said, "Be fruitful and multiply," and it's very key in this discussion because when God created man, when He created human beings, the Bible says He saw that everything He created was good. He looked at His creation and said, "No, wow, everything is perfect." Okay, and the next thing the Bible tells us in verses 29 and 30 was that God gave us our diet. God is interested in our diet, and I always tell people that why is it that as soon as God created man, when He looked at everything, it was your diet He gave you. He gave us our diet and said, "I have given you every herb-bearing seed which is upon the face of the earth. To you it shall be for meat." Okay, and He gave the same thing He gave to us. He also gave to the animals, to the fowls of the air, and everything, and said, "This is your food. Be fruitful and multiply." So if God has given to us, He said, "I have given you," then we need to take hold of that, and we need to pay attention to everything God says He has given to us. And as believers also, look at the Bible, the scriptures. If God says, "I have given you," then what are those things God has given me? And one of the things God has given me and has given each and every one of us is our diets, our food. You understand? So, but the challenge now is as knowledge increases and technology comes around, so many things, and people begin to refine the foods. We begin to refine our foods, and as we begin to refine our foods, it also makes we begin to reduce our viability. I hope you understand. So the food we are supposed to eat to nourish our bodies, that are supposed to serve as medicine to us, we started altering them, we started refining them, and then it also affected our viability. And that's one of the reasons we have so many issues about fertility these days. We're going to be looking at some of them, and you see how it correlates. Okay, so to restore our health, to restore our fertility, we need to go back to nature. We need to move close to nature as possible. We need to eat as close to nature as possible. Of course, I'm not saying you should become a vegetarian. I'm not a vegetarian myself, okay? But we need to incorporate consumption of fruits and vegetables into our diet, just the way God gave us at the beginning. there are some persons that for a whole year they may not even eat a fruit. They may not. I used to be like that anyway, so I know what I'm talking about. They may not eat any fruit because they don't really see it as food. I've heard people say, oh, fruits are expensive, I can't afford them. But I usually break it down for them and let them see that they can actually afford them. It all depends on their minds. It's a mindset thing. If you decide to do it, you will do it. It's doable. Okay, and it's actually food for us. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the fact that every food item that God has given to us is intended to serve a specific purpose. So when you alter the food, you also alter the outcome. If the food is supposed to nourish your body, but you alter it, you refine it, you bleach it, of course, definitely the outcome will also not be palatable, because the nutrients would have been removed, the benefits would have been taken out. Then there will not be anything to nourish the body, because the food is supposed to nourish your body. Man is a food dependent being. When I say man, as in human beings, man is a food dependent being. We can't survive without food. We need food for our survival. So you need to eat food as close to nature as possible, and make sure that everything you eat nourishes your body. Okay, now if you look at, I was talking about Genesis 1:29 and 30. If you look at the animals, they still follow this principle. They still follow these instructions of God from the beginning. That's why you rarely find a goat that have issues, or let me not say goats, animals generally that have issues of fertility. They rarely have it. They don't usually have it. I am sure you must have heard that saying that, oh, she gives birth like rats. Because if you mistakenly have a rat in your house, before you close your eyes and open it, they have given birth. They keep multiplying. They give birth a lot. Okay, because they maintain status quo. They still remain in that way that God has given to us. Except those that man has caged and domesticated and has given all manner of feed and formulated foods like growers mash, broilers mash, all those formulated foods. So those are not nourishing to them. And if you look at those animals also, you can see that they are usually very weak. They don't have energy. They can't even do anything. But even for such animals, release them and allow them move around. After a while, their natural instincts will still go back to that Genesis 1:29 and 30. They will go back. They will begin to eat grains. They begin to eat things around them, because that is their natural state. That is what God intended for them. Okay, so we want to go back to nature, and we are going to be looking at some characteristics of food and some properties of food, and how they relate with us and how they can help us be in health. I shared some of those nuggets also this afternoon on my page when I was talking about characteristics of food. Okay, so talking about food as medicine and the characteristics of food, there's something we call ABCD code of food. ABCD code of food. The A is architectural code. The A stands for the architectural code of food. Okay, and that means that every food item has its own unique architecture. The banana is different from the pineapple in architecture. The cucumber is different from the avocado pear in architecture. The coconut is different from the pawpaw in architecture. So that's the architectural code. Okay, so if you look at any food item or any fruit, it should always have its own unique architecture. Okay, so that's the architectural code. And when we talk about architectural code, most of them always look like a part of your body. So if you see any fruit that looks like a part or an organ of your body, it means it's also good for that organ of your body. I hope you understand. It's good for that part of your body. So if it looks like a part of your body, it is good for that part of your body. That's how it works. Okay, so the avocado pear, for instance, looks like a woman's womb, looks like the womb of a woman. If you have ever seen an abdominal scan, where the womb is scanned, you will see that it looks exactly like the avocado pear. It's shaped like the avocado pear. I mean, the avocado pear is shaped like the womb. There's a correlation. They look alike. and the avocado pear is always pregnant. And science has proven, these things I'm telling you, they are scientifically proven, they are time tested, they are people proven, they are Bible based, so they are not cooked up somewhere. We are not talking about things that are not real. They are scientifically based, they are science based. Okay, so it's been proven, it's been researched that avocado pear is a fertility food. So every woman that wants to boost her fertility needs to eat a lot of avocado pear. As a matter of fact, you should eat an avocado pear every day when it's in season. Okay, so it helps the womb, it helps a woman's fertility, and it's always pregnant. I've never seen an avocado pear that there is no seed, that is empty. No. And science also has proven and has shown us that it takes 9 months for the avocado pear to ripen and get delivered. Okay, and the same thing applies to the woman. So God is wonderful. God is wonderful. So the same thing, for instance, the beans looks like the kidney, looks like your kidneys. It's a kidney food, it's kidney friendly, so you should eat beans also to help and nurture your kidneys. The carrot looks like the eye. If you cut the carrot, you see it, there's a circle there that looks like the eye. It is good for the eyes, it's good for the eye health. So many things. The orange is good for the breast. The cucumber, yes, we are talking about men today, so I should not omit that. The cucumber looks like the male organ. It's good for the male organ. So I say if it looks like a part of your body, it is good for that part of the body, especially that part of the body that you are trying to bring healing to. So the cucumber is good for the male organ. The tomato, it looks like the prostate of a man. It's good for the prostate. So if you want to nurture your prostate as a man, if you want to boost your prostate, then you need to eat tomatoes. You need to form the habit of eating tomatoes. So that is that. So many foods like that. The sweet potato, for instance, looks like the pancreas. The pancreas is where insulin is produced in the body. It looks like the pancreas. Is good for the pancreas. So you need to just eat fruits and vegetables that you see around. Even if you don't know what part of your body it correlates with or that is good for, just eat it. And then the B code is the Bible code. There are some foods that are specifically used for some things in the Bible, for healing in the Bible, or maybe when some persons were sick, they were asked to boil figs, they were asked to do this and that. We can also take a cue from that. So if it's used for a particular thing in the Bible, ailment in the Bible, it can also help. So that is also a code. That is something you can latch on, you can pick on. Then the C is the color code. That's the color code. So every food item has its own unique color. Sorry, my phone is saying insufficient space, so it's obstructing me. So every food has its own unique color. We all know green, for instance, is chlorophyll, and it's needed for the body. So you as you eat anything green, you are getting in chlorophyll into your body. Red, for instance, is rich in lycopene. Okay, so the tomatoes, the pepper, they are under they are red in color and they are rich in lycopene. So as you eat them, you're also getting in enough lycopene into your body. And then orange, anything orange or yellow in color, they are rich in beta carotene. Okay, like carrots, like orange, all of those things, like sweet potato, they are rich in beta carotene. So as you eat them also, you get the benefit. And another thing is you can also mix them together. So you eat the rainbow. If you want to eat your salad, mix all of these things, red, green, white, different things. White, for instance, coconut, cabbage, cauliflower, they are white in color. So when you mix all of these things together, you get the benefits together. We call it eat the rainbow. So many of them. Blue, if it's blue or purple in color, that's grapes or blueberries. And blueberries, grapes and blueberries, especially fruits that are blue or purple in color, I've also been researched and I've been said that they help fight some types of cancer. Okay, so they can fight cancer. So you should it's good we take advantage of these things and enjoy them. Okay, so the D code is the delivery code. That's the season. Every fruit has its season of delivery. Every fruit, every food has a season of delivery. Of course, like yam, like beans, all of them, they all have their season of delivery. The same thing with our fruits and vegetables also. They have their season of delivery. And the season of delivery, so any fruit in season, for instance now, should be eaten because they serve as the immunization for that season. If you notice, it is when there's rain, when we have rain, when there's rainfall, when we are in the rainy season, that's when we have a lot of flu around, a lot of cold and all of that. And that's also the season we have a lot of oranges around. If you notice, orange is always in season that time. So that tells us, that's an indication that orange is good for that season. It's an orange, we know, is rich in vitamin C and can help curb flu and cold and catarrh and all of that. So every food you find in a particular season, you should eat it. Take advantage of it. For instance, sweet potato is in season now. I think oranges are in season too now. So take advantage and eat them, and eat them well, eat them properly, because they serve as the immunization for that season. Okay, so I hope you understand that so far. Then I'm going to go quickly now to addressing the male issue. A man and a woman is different. A man and a woman are different anatomically. So anatomically, a man is different from a woman. When a girl child is born, for instance, she has two ovaries. And usually a girl child is born with all the eggs she will need in her lifetime. She's born with all the eggs, everything. So as she gets into puberty, her hormones begins to prime the ovaries, and then she begins to release the eggs. Okay, so as she starts menarche is the onset of menstruation. She releases one, and she starts ovulation anyway, not just the menarche. When ovulation starts, she releases one egg here, she releases another egg at the other side. Some months she may even release two, and if there's fertilization, she will get pregnant. If there's no fertilization, there will be menstruation. Okay, but for the male child, is totally different. It's completely different. When a boy is born, is giving birth to, is born with two testicles. He has a scrotum, he has a prostate, and in the scrotum there are two testicles in there, and those two testicles are empty. No, what I mean is the scrotum is empty, the testicles are empty, there are no sperms there. The testicles are supposed to produce the sperms. When he's born, there are no sperms in the testicle. They are just empty. They are just like an empty factory. Unlike the girl that has eggs. That has her eggs. For the boy, the testicles are empty. There are no sperms there. It's just there. Okay? It's as it grows that it begins to, produce sperms when it gets into puberty. Okay, so when a boy is giving birth to, I need to drop this quickly so that I will not forget. When you have a baby boy, I would like you to always check the scrotum of that baby boy. Mothers, please feel the scrotum of the baby boy. Check it and ensure that there are two testicles in that scrotum. Do we understand? Ensure that there are two testicles. If there are no testicles, or you can feel only one testicle, please, you need to take that child quickly to the hospital and see your pediatrician and let them address it. There's something that can be done to it. They will do a minor surgery and release the testicles, because that means the testicles are in the body. They didn't descend. They have not descended. They are supposed to have descended. The boy is supposed to be born with the testicles in the scrotum. So if they are in the body, that means if it's left there, if you don't do anything and the boy grows up, there will be problems. So, and the environment of the body is hot. The temperature of the body is high. It's too high for the scrotum, for the testicles to stay in there, unlike the ovaries. the eggs need incubation. Okay, so the eggs need incubation. That's why God has kept the eggs, the ovaries inside the girl, and then the eggs, and then she begins to ripen them and release them. But the scrotum is supposed to be outside, and that's why God has kept the scrotum outside. So when the temperature around the scrotum is too much, it will affect sperm production. So if the testicles did not descend into the sac, you need to take that child to the pediatrician. They will do a minor surgery. I know it's a minor something. They will do a minor surgery and they will release the testicle. Because if you leave it there, the testicles will begin to atrophy. That means it will begin to shrink. And then the testicles will die off. So if you delay and you allow the child grows into a boy, or maybe an older boy, and matures, or a big boy, there will be problems. Because by that time, if you do it that time, and it's released, the testicles will be dead. They will be dead by that time. So you need to do it quickly, because of course as the child grows, he may be able to sleep with a woman. He may be able to, of course, he will even be able to gain erection, ejaculate, release something, and all of that. But there will not be baby in that fluid that is releasing. So you will not be able to father a child. Do you understand that? The boy may not be able to father a child except a miracle happens. Of course, we believe in miracles, but we need to do what we need to do. Okay? We need to do that. You need to do that for your baby boy and ensure that the testicles are descended and they are in the scrotum. Okay, so like I said, the testicles do not like an hot environment. Okay, so another thing is, for the men, you need to stop wearing tight-fitted pants, tight-fitted briefs. Wear loose boxers. Wear boxers. You need to allow fresh air get into that place, because that place does not need heat, does not need a high temperature. So if you are used to wearing tight-fitted pants, please, you need to stop that and begin to wear boxers. Allow some air around that place, because if that place is too tight around, if it's tight around there, if the temperature around that place is high, and if it's too much, it will affect sperm production. So to ensure good quality sperm production and ongoing sperm production, you need to ensure that place is well aired. There's no heat around that place. There's no unnecessary heat around that place. The temperature of the body is too high, for sperms to survive. I hope you understand that now. So please, you need to pay attention to that. And the sperm production is an ongoing thing. Okay, it's an ongoing thing. That's why if some persons may be able to, it all depends on what you do. So you need to pay attention to that anyway. I don't want to go into that now. I will still talk about that. So it's an ongoing thing. And so to ensure that you have good quality sperm production, you need to ensure that that place is not heated up. There's no heat around the place. Okay, now like the tip I gave about you checking the scrotum of your baby now, another reason why you should pay attention to that is we've heard of cases whereby maybe some men they gain erection, they are very good in bed, they do everything, they can do everything, but they find it difficult to still get pregnant. The wife find it difficult to get pregnant because the testicles did not descend. And I heard of a case that the man said, but I ejaculate, something comes out, I gain erection, what's the problem? And he was asked to do his semen analysis. And when he did the semen analysis, they realized that there was no sperm in his testicles. Okay, and he was already a grown-up man, a married man. There was no sperm there. So that is why it's important. And of course, when a man ejaculates, it's called the body of ejaculate. It's not just the sperm that is there. There are other things there. When he releases, when he ejaculates, the prostate, for instance, now secretes a fluid, and that fluid is like a swimming pool. It is the fluid that carries the sperm. I hope we understand the analogy I'm trying to give. the prostate secretes a fluid. The sperm is dumped into the fluid, okay, and then the fluid carries the sperm to the point of fertilization. It carries the sperm to where it will be fertilized. Okay, so when it gets into the woman, it stays there and fertilizes the egg. Okay, so that fluid now, it serves two purposes now. It serves like a swimming pool that escorts and transports the sperm to its destination, and then it also has some nutrients and food for the sperm in there, because we know that when sperm is released into a woman, it can stay there for about 3 to 5 days. So that period of waiting, while it's waiting for the eggs to come, the egg or the eggs to come, it needs to be fed, it needs to be nourished. So that fluid also carries some nutrients. It carries the food that the sperm needs. Okay, so if a man does not have sperms in his testicles, but is able to ejaculate, is able to release something, that means he only has swimming pool that's supposed to escort the sperm, and then he has food for the sperms in the fluid, but there's no baby, you understand, in that fluid. There's no baby that will feed on it, there's no baby that will fertilize the egg. So that's how it happens. So it's a whole process. But before the end of this class, I will talk about what you need to do to ensure that you have viable sperm production. Okay, so that is that. So ensure that there are testicles, because if there are no testicles in the scrotum, then there will be no sperms. Okay, so as I was saying, the testicles are like factories. They are an empty factories. They're just there. They are empty factories. They're just there. As the boy gets into puberty, the hormone testosterone begins to prime the testicles. Okay, begins to prime the testicles for sperm production. Do we understand that? So it begins to prime the testicles for sperm production. Okay, so as it begins to prime, then the boy begins to produce sperms. Okay, however, that factory needs some raw materials for sperm production. It's just like any other thing. You want to mold blocks, you need to supply raw materials, the essential raw materials. If one thing is missing, you want to mold block and cement is missing, you will not get quality blocks. You want to bake bread, flour is missing, or butter is missing, or something is missing, you may not get quality bread. So that's how it happens. So that factory also needs some raw materials for sperm production, which essentially comes from his diet. Okay, so a man's sperm production is dependent, quality sperm production is dependent on his diet. I hope you understand now. So, and that means he must eat, if it comes from his diet, he must eat everything that is needed for proper and quality sperm production from his diet. The amino acid, the vitamins, the minerals, the fatty acid, everything that is needed for proper sperm production must be eaten, must be gotten from his diet. So sperm production is an ongoing process. Like I mentioned, it's an ongoing process. It's something that you need to keep doing. You need to keep doing. So the fact that a man is able to impregnate a woman 10 years ago does not mean that he will need to impregnate a woman 10 years later. It depends on what supplies to that factory. Okay, and within that a lot could have happened. Okay, so somebody may be able to produce 20 million or 30 million sperms this month. Now the next month maybe you produce 5 million, of course, because there was a change in the raw materials or in the quality and quantity of raw materials supplied to that factory. So the raw materials will determine the production. I hope you understand now. So it's an ongoing process. Sorry, my battery, there's no space on my phone. So another thing that the man needs to consider is about thank you for joining, is alkalizing his body, his environment. I always talk about our body's environment. The environment of the body needs to be alkalized. many people are acidic in their body. The body is acidic. So sperms survive only in an alkaline environment. Sperms survive only in an alkaline environment. If the body is acidic, sperms will not survive there. So that's the second stage now. So if a man is able to produce viable sperms, and then the sperms are dropped into the fluid, and then the fluid is acidic, for such people, when you check their pH, everything will be acidic. The saliva, the urine, the everything, the sweat will even be acidic. So if it's acidic, the sperm will not survive. So as soon as the sperm drops in there, it will fry it up. So some persons could supply as much as 20 million sperms in a month, but 80% dead on arrival. Okay, 80% dead on arrival, except they go maybe in the process of IVF now, they just go in, extract the sperm and will not allow it touch or get into the fluid, extract the sperms, and then take it into the woman and use it for the IVF and the procedure. Okay, so the body needs to be in an alkaline, to ensure sperms are alive on delivery. They are alive and well on delivery. Okay, so that's how that happens also. I believe you understand me so far. So I'm just trying to break it down, and let's see how things work generally with the man. Okay, so quickly now I'll go to how to increase a man's fertility, what you need to do to increase your fertility, and how it also relates with your cardiovascular health. So there are 3 things that a man needs to consider when it comes to his fertility that we need to look at. Number 1 is the ability to produce viable sperms, as I said and as I've explained. Number 2 is your body alkaline enough? Okay, do you have a friendly body environment? And number 3 is ability to gain erection. I come again, ability to produce viable sperms, then a friendly body environment, and number 3 is ability to gain erection. So if a man is able to achieve these 3 things, they are very simple though. They are very simple. If a man is able to achieve these 3 things, that's all. There's no problem. Then that aspect is solved. Unlike the women, for the woman, the issue is from the head to the toe. Okay, that's how we are wired. But for the man, the 3 things once they are addressed, that's all. So I'm going to give recipes to boost sperm counts, and then what to do to alkalize your body, and then what to do to help boost your erection. What to do to help your erection. So I'm going to talk about them now. And number 1 thing, the first one is there are certain foods that help to boost sperm counts. Some of them I mentioned earlier. They helped, like the cucumber, they help to boost sperm counts. And I'm going to mention them now, the foods that you need to boost your sperm count and to be able to produce viable sperms. Number 1 is cucumber. Number 2 is carrots. Number 3 is tomatoes. Number 4 is ginger. Number 5 is garlic. Number 6 is unpolished rice. Unpolished rice. So these are very, very essential for good quality sperm production in the man. Now, many of us have abandoned unpolished rice, we have abandoned the local rice, and now we go for the foreign rice. Some persons don't even eat local rice, they only eat foreign rice. And foreign rice has been bleached. All the nutrients in it have been removed. Normally, the skin of the rice has zinc, and zinc is one essential nutrient that is needed for quality sperm production. Okay, the ginger also has zinc, so that's why a man should eat enough ginger, garlic, and all of that. So ginger has zinc. The skin of local rice, unpolished rice, also has zinc, so the man needs to eat enough of that. And I want to believe, and that's one of the reasons we have issues of low sperm count. Sorry, there's mosquito. Yes, so that's one of the reasons we have many low sperm issues of low sperm count around now, okay, because we all have abandoned the local rice and we eat the polished rice that is nutrient deficient. And two things precipitate disease generally: nutrient deficiency and toxicity. So if your food is deficient in nutrients, of course your body will also be deficient in nutrients. And if your body is toxic, then there will also be diseases will also express. Okay, it varies. It comes. Diseases could come, to different people in different ways. Okay, and like I always say, something will always initiate a disease. They don't just start. It's always initiated by something or a set of factors. Okay, so if a man wants to boost his sperm count, let him eat 3 cucumbers a day, 3 carrots, 3 tomatoes, ginger, garlic, and then unpolished rice. Do these things, eat them for 3 months, and go back, do your semen analysis and see where you stand. Of course, there will be a boost, in your sperm production. So because these are food for the sperms, and usually most people have issues with eating garlic. They have issues with garlic. They don't like the smell. It smells a lot. It's called the stinking rose. Okay, so if you have issues with garlic, you can take the ones in capsules. It's been encapsulated, so you can take garlic in capsules. When you poo, that's when it will smell. Your poo will smell garlic. However, there are other ways. There's another way you can eat your garlic. You can juice it with pineapple. In fact, let me add this: pineapple with ginger and garlic is a natural analgesic. When you are in pain and you take pineapple juice with ginger and garlic, wow, it's faster and better than taking paracetamol. Okay, I'm not saying you shouldn't take paracetamol, but it's a natural analgesic. So for the man, if you find it difficult to eat garlic, just juice pineapple with a lot of ginger and garlic. Let the ginger and garlic be much, so that when you take the juice, it will be peppery. The ginger will make it peppery, so you need that. Okay, so take at least a glass daily for 3 months. Take a glass of pineapple juice with garlic and ginger. Make sure it's peppery. Take it every day for 3 months with the other things I've mentioned: 3 cucumbers, 3 carrots, 3 tomatoes, ginger and garlic, and unpolished rice. Do that for 3 months and go back and check go back and do your semen analysis and see where you stand. There will definitely be a boost. It will have skyrocketed. Okay, so that's how it works. And at the same time, you can also take some supplements. Even without the supplements, the food is enough. Those food items I mentioned are enough. But you can also, to boost it further, you can take the following supplements. You can take saw palmetto. Saw palmetto is spelled SAW, then palm, PALMETTO, saw palmetto. Okay, maybe when we are done, I can put it in the comment section for you. Then you can also take zinc supplement to also boost your zinc consumption from the unpolished rice and from ginger, because the man needs zinc a lot for his sperm production. Okay, then there's another one called L-arginine. They all help to boost your sperm production. Okay, so do all of these things and you'll be boosting your prostate health. Also, they also not just your fertility anyway. Even if you are done with reproduction or whatever, you can do these things to help your prostate health as well. Okay, and also ensure that there is no heat during that 3 months that you are trying to do this thing. Ensure and make sure that there's no heat around that, around your prostate, around your scrotum. Make sure there's no heat around there. Wear loose boxers. Okay, so that's number 1. Then number 2, talking about keeping your body alkaline. There are certain foods that acidify the body. Chief amongst them is animal products. Okay, animal products. So the more animal protein you eat, the more acidic your body becomes. As adults, we don't need too much protein. We only need little protein for maintenance. It is growing children that need much protein, because they are growing, so need much. So if you are up to 25 years, you do not need too much protein anymore. So you need to reduce and cut down your protein consumption. So if you eat a lot of meat, it's going to acidify your body. To acidify your body, and to make your body acidic, okay, and it's going to affect your quality sperm production. And then you need to also eat a lot of vegetables to alkalize your body. So when you realize that your body is acidic, then begin to eat a lot of vegetables, okay, raw vegetables. You can make vegetable juices, you can make smoothies, you can make fruit juices also, or eat your fruits whole. All these things will help to alkalize your body. And another thing you need to avoid that acidifies the body is sugar, soft drinks. All of those will acidify your body. They are hormone disruptors, they are disease promoters. They will acidify your body, and it will affect your sperm production. Okay, then refined foods, fried foods, MSG, cow milk, all of those things, you don't need them as adults. As a matter of fact, MSG is not even needed in the body. You don't need refined foods. So any food that has been bleached, wheat has been bleached, your white flour products, that flour that is used in making bread, meat pie, and all of that, they are bleached. Okay, so they not supply any nutrients to your body. They don't supply any nutrients. So you need to desist from eating them. Eating them will acidify your body. So you need to watch that also, and ensure you try as much as possible to alkalize your body. The last one, which is sustaining erection. How to sustain erection. You need to exercise, helps to sustain erection. I don't know if you have heard that before, you know that, but you need to exercise moderately, regularly, just moderately. You don't need to be drastic about it. You're not going to the Olympics. Okay, so if you have not been exercising before, you can start with 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then you go up and up like that. You can do 30 minutes every day. So exercise helps to alkalize helps with your erection. And how does it help? The penis is a fibrous tissue, okay, and it is when blood rushes into it that it gets erected. So when blood goes into it, it gets erected, and when blood is withdrawn, it comes down. Okay, so if you want to have a good erection and sustained erection, you need to exercise, and especially because the heart is a pumping machine. It is the heart pumps blood, throughout the body. Okay, so whether you are sleeping or you are awake, the heart is functioning, is doing its job, is pumping blood into the body, into every organ, every part of the body. Okay, so if your heart is not working efficiently, if your heart is not strong enough, it will not be able to, when you are in the heart, it will not be able to pump enough blood into your penis to allow it to get erected for you to be able to satisfy your partner. Okay, so that's why some persons have issues. They can't just sustain erection. Some don't have erection, some can't sustain erection. Whatever the case may be, it is an indication that you need to check your cardiovascular health. You need to check your heart. How you understand that part? So for you to boost that, you need exercise. That's why I said moderate exercise. By the time you begin to exercise, it will strengthen your heart. So exercise strengthens the heart to support pumping of blood. So even if you are not fat, for instance, we always tell people that it's not because you want to, don't exercise because you want to lose weight. Exercise because you want to strengthen your heart. Okay, so exercise does that. It helps to strengthen your heart, and then by the time you begin to do that, you notice that you'll be able to sustain erection, because with that your heart is strengthened, and when you get into the act, you'll be able to pump your heart will be able to pump enough blood into your penis and then get erection. Okay, and like I said in a post that I made yesterday, some persons use herbs, they use drugs, they use kayamata, what do they call it, all manner of things just to boost erection. You are causing havoc, serious havoc to your body and to the organs of the body. We've heard, news and stories of people that died in the heart. While they are making love, they died on top of the woman because they used something. They wanted to, be strong, to support, to enhance their sex, to enhance their sex life, and they use something, some herbs, and then in the process they die. And it is not the drug that killed them. Actually, it is because the heart is not strong enough. You understand? The heart is not strong enough. It can't carry that load, because that drug or that herb will be pushing and be putting a force on the heart. Wants to pump enough blood, but it's not strengthened. It does not have that power, so it's not able to pump enough blood into the penis to be able to perform that work. So by the time the man begins to do that thing, the heart will be overworked, and most times they have been indulging in that heart. They've been doing it for years, I don't know, for so long, and then at that point the man gives up. The heart gives up because the heart cannot sustain that pressure at that moment. So all you need is just exercise. Begin to exercise 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day. If you can do it 6 times in a week, every day do it. If it's 10 minutes, like I said, you're not going to the Olympics, just do as much as you can, and then you'll be okay. And then you notice that so stop using sex enhancers. They don't help at all. Okay, and there's another supplement that I'm going to recommend for that erection. It's called honey goat weed. You can Google it. It's online. It's sold in health stores. Okay, you can buy it wherever you want. Honey goat weed. Honey is HORNY. Honey as in on, the on of a goat with Y. Honey goat weed is a supplement also, so you can take that also. It will nourish your body, and it will also help to boost your erection, and that's okay. That's better than taking herbs. Okay, but if you begin to exercise and eat all of those food that I've suggested earlier on, they are going to help your erection. Okay, and lastly, I'm going to mention some things you need to avoid. Like I've mentioned, avoid tight fitting pants. Avoid extreme heat conditions. Men, stop placing laptops on your laps when you're walking. It generates heat and radiation to that part of your body, and that could also affect your fertility. Okay, when I see some men do it, I say, hey, this thing you're doing is not good though. Okay, well, if they like, they listen. If they like, they don't. But that's just the truth. It generates heat, it generates radiation, and those things go into your body, and it will affect your sperm production. Okay, then phones also, laptops, phones. Don't place your phones on your body. Generally, even not only for men, it's not good you place your phones on your body. Okay, because they generate heat and they generate radiation, and then they could cause some forms of cancer. Okay, then as men, you need to reduce stress also. You need to reduce stress. And smoking and alcohol, they will affect your sperm production. If you smoke, if you take alcohol, you need to disease from that. Please, you need to disease from that. Then I've talked about sugar and soft drinks. All of that would not help. They will acidify your body. So doing all of these things that I've mentioned from the beginning, will help a man's. It will help your cardiovascular health. It will help your fertility. You'll be able to produce viable quality sperms, and then you'll also be able to gain erection and sustain it, and then you will also have a friendly body environment. The environment of your body will be friendly enough to allow your sperms express. Okay, so those are the things that are needed essentially. Okay, so I don't know if there are questions. If I can take questions quickly. So that is all. Essentially, that's all we need. I don't know if there are questions. If you have questions, let me know. Okay, so that's all for tonight. That's all for tonight. So women, please go home and teach our daddies some of these things, and help your sons also. As I said, if you have a baby boy, you are a mother or an intending mother, just keep it in mind. Check the scrotum of a baby boy and ensure that there are 2 testicles there. If there are no testicles or it's just one, please, you need to go over to the hospital quickly and let that be addressed, or else the child may grow up and will not be able to father a child. And I'm always concerned about our children because of the kind of food we give them these days. It's affecting their health. Children have chronic degenerative diseases now. Please, you need to watch what you give your children. So from now, begin to give your children all these things. Begin to give your male child, both the male and the female, begin to nurture their fertility from now henceforth. If you have a girl child, look at her menstrual cycle. Ensure, for instance, menstrual pains do not have to be painful. I always tell mothers, it does not have to be painful. Okay, I have eliminated it. I have seen a lot of women that have eliminated it. Sorry, both those that have given birth and those that have not given birth, they have eliminated it. And I wrote a book. It's on my DM, it's on my timeline. No more menstrual pains. Yes, you can overcome it. So if you want that, you can always reach out to me and get it. So if you have questions, I'll be stopping here. If you have questions after now, please, you can always reach out to me, and I'll be willing and I'll be glad to answer your questions. So that will be all tonight. If there are no questions, we need to call it a night. Okay, so thank you everyone. Thank you everyone. I remain yours, and I wish you a healthy life. I wish you a healthy family. I wish you a healthy everything. I want to appreciate those that were able to join tonight. Thank you very much. God bless you. So my name is today. I am a nutrition and wellness coach. I help people make dietary and lifestyle adjustments for a healthy body, and I'm always willing to share my knowledge with you anytime you need it. Thank you so much. God bless you, and have a wonderful night. Thank you, ma. Okay, I can see you. God bless you. Please, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to always bring up your questions, and you can put your questions in the comment section, and I can always answer them any other time. I want to believe this has blessed someone. If it has blessed you, please, we would like to have feedback also. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a wonderful night. Bye.